Today, I'm going to answer a very common question that I get. Stay tuned. Hi. So today I'm going to answer a question that I get often. And once you learn this, you can actually go back to my Bolster workout and fine tune what you learned here and bring it into that workout. Okay. Because it's going to help you feel the connections a lot more and you'll get stronger a lot faster because results happen in the details. And that's what we're going to go over today. So if you have a pole, I want you to grab it. It can be the end of a broom or a mop or, a what's it called? A closet pole, like where you hang your clothes, um, and a bolster. Okay. You can also use couch pillows or something kind of big decorative pillows to help as well. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is just sit yourself comfortably. And I want to get the attachment of the arms on the back because that's super important. So I don't know if you've heard often if you take fitness classes, Pilates classes, where the instructor tells you to get your shoulders out of your ears, right? So you pull your shoulders down. What does that really mean? That's what I want to really get into today. When you get your shoulders down, you're engaging muscles that are below your shoulders. And so we tend to use and grip our upper shoulders too much, and that's where we kind of hold on to stress. So we really want to build the muscles of the mid back as well as, well, really about the mid back is what's super important because those are the muscles that are weak on most of us, especially since we're forward flexed so often our days with technology and just reading and everything's in front of us. So we kind of have a hunched over position when we're not really thinking about it, right? So we want to really get those muscles strong. And it's not about pinching them together, which I see often too, is all right, get your shoulders out of your ears, open your chest. And it's this kind of yanking, squeezing. That's not what it's about either, because those are just going to stress those muscles and joints. So I want to really dive into this. I need you to do it with me because that's where you're really going to feel it. You can listen to the cues, but it happens when you feel it in your body. Okay, so grab your pole, sit comfortably, and I want you to hold the pole so that your hands are on the same sides and your thumbs are on the same side so you can get a long wrist versus here. You can hold it like that, but it's kind of harder to keep a long wrist. But if you keep it all on the same side, you can keep a nice long wrist. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to lift your arms so they're just under your shoulders, chest level maybe. And as you're holding this, I want you to get your wrists nice and long and then feel and see that line all the way to your shoulder, nice and long. And then I want you to pull the pole apart. And as you pull apart, can you pull apart from your back muscles and not your shoulders or your arms? I want you to try to feel the muscles that are along your back, maybe near under your armpit a little bit as well, but they're sort of, you can feel yourself if you really try to pull from there and tap those muscles and feel them and then pull apart, release. Keep trying it, pull apart. So it's not your arms doing it, but your arms move because of the action of your back. Okay, now keep that pull apart and then try to break the pull. You feel those muscles more and then release everything and let go. What's the difference? Try it again, reach through your knuckles. You want to get those arms connected to your back. So you almost have to pull them down a little bit. Don't over squeeze. And then pull the pole apart and pull it down. And then I want you to try to lift your arms from there. Lift, lift, lift. And do you feel a different connection? Verse, let go, don't do it, up, where it can just like kind of creak right into those rotator cuff muscles and upper traps, all right, around your neck. So if you have tension there, maybe you got to focus on this arm back connection a little bit more. So again, pull, break, and try to lift up, and maybe just lift up a little bit and keep your belly drawn in. Pull, break apart, and go just as high as you can. And maybe you can press your arms, the tops of your hands behind you a little bit, and then try to shrug the shoulders up to your ears. Feel the difference. Let go of the bar, like don't pull so hard. And then pull those shoulders down, pull the bar apart, break it, and get into the back. And then you can like side bend and stuff and do all this stuff from here. And it's coming from your back, but those arms on your back make you stronger. Verse, let go, shrug up to your ears a little bit. When you side bend, see how my arms go down and look at my head relative to my arms, right? It's not centered. And if I can center, pull the shoulders down, pull apart, break. See how it all goes in one unit? The arms follow what the back is doing because the back is connected to the arms. They're one unit. That's why I always say, Pilates is so awesome because it uniformly develops the body because all the muscles are working together as one. So that's what I mean by it. Feel how strong and powerful you are when you can connect and move in one unit. All right, so let's lie down on the bolster. We can take the bar with us. So I did a lot of bending over in my bolster workout, and it's really the arm back connection that's going to build the strength and have you feel a lot stronger. I'm going to actually come down a little bit so you can see me a little better. Okay, so get yourself, so maybe your heart is like pressing in to the bolster. All right, so I'm going to get myself connected there. You're going to hold that bar. Again, thumb same side as fingers. Bring your legs together, push your feet down, activate your hips so everything's working. Now we're going to go over once without thinking about it. Just stretch over. Okay, and then come on up. Okay, and now I want you to stretch over with me cueing you, connecting to the back. So if you pull this pole apart, kind of break it a little bit, get into those muscles right there. Do you feel it? Practice that if you're not feeling it. Maybe you just need to wake them up. Squeeze your thighs together. Now, start to bring the arms back behind you. Your back's going to follow. You're going to stretch over, and you're very supported in your center. And then keep taking your forearms and the tops of your hands to the floor and find that connection. So we're not shrugging up to the ears, right? We have the shoulders down, very connected to your back. And now the more you press your arms back, do you see how it can open your chest more? It actually extends your upper back more. And energy is reaching out of the chest and behind you. It's reaching over that bolster with such strength. You're so connected. And maybe you go a little bit more as you press the tops of your hands and forearms to the floor more. Can that extend your back more? All right. And then we start to lift it up, arms on the back. All right. So it's very different than we're going back and we stretch back and you're like shrugging to your ears and you're like nothing's happening. There's no attachment of the arm on your back. So the arms are not helping you extend and they're not getting you stronger. So if I were to sit here, you can also stand. So let's do that in a seated or standing position. Close your fingers, get your wrists nice and long. And now reach those arms up by your ears, okay? And if you have shoulder issues and your stuff going on and you're not good at rotating your shoulders all the way up, please don't do this, okay? This is just for people with kind of healthy shoulders where we work those back connections. If you do have shoulder stuff going on, you really don't want to go above your shoulder too much. So like even if you're doing extension, just go to where, is comfortable, feels comfortable for you. You don't have to go all the way back. You're still going to find that connection with the arm to the back because you just pull, break. Yeah. And if this were a band, I would just pull that band apart from my back muscles, pretend I'm breaking it, and everything's engaged there. That's really what's most important is finding that connection. Okay. So back to this point, reaching those arms up. Now I want you to be able to shrug the shoulders up to you. Shrug. Okay, feel that? Now pull the shoulders down. Again, shrug. Now pull them down. Now keep them down and start to press the forearms and tops of your hands behind you. At a certain extent or a certain point, your back's going to want to follow, right? It can't go anymore. So let that upper back and neck and head follow, not the low back. The low back stays where it is. Keep reaching down through the tail. We don't want to extend the low back any more than it naturally is. And keep reaching the chest up to the ceiling and let those arms pressing back guide the extension. Good. How did that feel? Can you feel how powerful it can be when you get that connection? And then do you feel how all your back muscles work? All right, that's going to help your posture. When you're trying to correct posture, just kind of reaching up into posture and squeezing and pulling down is not going to do it. We really want to build the strength. So we have our center always engaged. We know that. It's like we know that already. This is just adding on a layer of building those back muscles, and the back is the foundation of the arm. So anytime you're moving your arms, it's coming from the back, and that's where you're going to get real strength. You're going to not have shoulder issues that are so common these days, we can't rely on those little rotator cuff muscles to do all of our rotating and moving and lifting and pushing. We need to get into our back. We need to get into our center. And this type of work, Pilates work, is going to really, really develop that. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Hopefully you had a little aha. If you have any questions, just ask them below and I'm happy to answer. And just play with it. It will come in time. But that arm back connection can be amazing once it does click. Thanks so much for being here. If you're interested in working out with me, I do have an online membership. Head over to balancetothecore.com. It's called the Core Club, and we would love to have you. We're an awesome group, if I do say so myself. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next week in the next video. Take care.